All right, let's get it. And we are live. Welcome, Crypto Warriors, to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 476. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, and I'm your host, Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 3-ish. Oh yeah, got some great news stories for you today. Starting with the top story, Bitcoin network hash rate flash crashes by 40% and price follows. Kick messaging app to shut down following SEC lawsuit. U.S. House passes bill for FinCEN to study blockchain use. And last but not least, Kim.com to sell his bit on Bitcoin token next month on Bitfinex. But first, let's take a look at the market updates for the day. I'm sure everybody tuning in now is interested in what the hell happened with the price. So let's get into it, people. If you were paying attention, today has been a very bloody day. Bitcoin is right now sitting at $8,682, down 11% for today. Very bloody day for that. Ethereum down to $168, down 16%. Litecoin is down to $57, down 13%. Ripple is at 24 cents, down 11% as well. And last but not least, Bitcoin Cash, $240 today, down 18%. So as you can see, very red across the board, a lot of blood. For those of you who think that people like myself were lucky early on in the game and you were like, man, if I was back then, I would have bought it. This is your chance. This is the chance for you to actually do what you would say. I would buy the dip. If I was in the industry early, I would buy the dip. This is the time. I have pretty much texted every friend or close person I know that this is the week that you will probably get the best price for Bitcoin before 2020. And in my opinion, the reason I did that is so you won't be calling my phone off the hook when the price recovers and goes to the moon, in 2020. So I want to make sure everybody's not panicking. People, we kept telling you it's going sideways. It's in a range. The range was between 7 and 12K. We see the price. I actually tweeted out last month, August 28th, that we will see 8K before we see 30K. So for those of you who have followed me on there, for those of you who have seen me on here, shouldn't be much panic. Should be an exciting day. I'm excited because I have so much more Bitcoin I can buy with the altcoins. A lot of them can't go much lower, and we filled the CME gap. So for those of you who actually trade, that is an actual big step because once you fill that gap, we don't really have the FOMO that we had earlier when the price took off to 11K a month ago. So people, calm down. It's not a big deal. It is a lot of blood. Some people are stating that don't happen based on backed being released. I think that did have something to do with it because if you think about it, CME, when they came out, price shot up. CBOE, price went down. When they came out with backed, right now, price is about to go down. And I'm sure there's some other product that may come out that may push it forward, but we don't really need it. The halvening of 2020 is big enough for that bull run to start sometime here in the next 8 months. And even so, who cares about the price? Technology is perfect. We're moving forward. So for those of you who are dollar cost averaging, meaning buying every couple of weeks, a small amount, and you have your time period of investment 5 to 10 years, you have nothing to worry about. So just want to make sure everybody calms down. Everybody's losing their mind this morning with the price dip. Look, people, it's Bitcoin. This is what, if you haven't seen it before, this is what crypto is. 10, 15%, 20% drops to scare out weak hands, to get out people who actually have opportunity to make generational wealth. They scare you out with this. The whales know what they're doing. They do it right now when it's in the house so that people, looking at the House committee can see that. And hopefully you're not one of the suckers that are running away right now. When you see red, buy. When you see green, get ready to sell. So let's look at some of the comments in here now. Madam Crypto, hola, thank you for coming in today. Tony Nolly, glad to have you as well. Tessa Hall, Will, oh yeah, Madam Crypto, talking about buy the dip. Absolutely, people, you should be excited. I mean, if you've been watching us for the last 2 years, you should know we're excited. You should be excited. Our price may tumble a little bit more, but really nothing to worry about long term, people. Make sure you get this dip. Let's see, crypto and culture. What's going on, brother? Blue Fig. Yep, we filled the CME gap. A lot of people, a lot of traders have realized that. For those of you who don't know what that means in the trading world, whenever there's a huge jump in price, the gap that was usually shown on the chart usually has to be filled at some point, whether it's earlier or later, depends on how the market moves. But that gap has to be filled at some point, and it was. So now that it is, I think we're all set to go by the end of this week with back launching and other things. So let's see, Allison Thompson, what's going on? Crypto and culture. Richard Towing, good day, good day. Oh yeah, he's in Australia conducting a drone workshop for coal mine blasters and engineers. Wow, nice, man. Glad to hear it. Man, drones are definitely a part of the next wave of technology. So glad to hear it. So let's get into our first top story of the day. Kik messaging app to shut down following SEC lawsuit against ICO. Oh man, you hate to see it. Following reports on crypto-focused subsidiary Kin, they have laid off 70 employees. The Kik Interactive CEO Ted Livingston announced Monday that Kik will also be shutting down its core messaging service. Oh man, you hate to see it. In a blog post, he says that they have an ongoing dispute with the U.S. SEC and has forced them to close their doors. After 18 months of working with the SEC, the only choice they gave them was to either label Kin a security or to fight them in court. And we've been telling people this for a while. If you bow down to them, they're going to treat you like a little punk. That's basically what happens with the SEC. You bow down and say, well, what can we do to appease you? They're going to give you a whole laundry list of things to do before they're going to let you, go forward. So we always said, hey, just do it and go forward. Deal with it later instead of asking for permission, ask for forgiveness. But Kin is going away, it looks like. Right now, Kin has over 2 million monthly active earners and 600,000 monthly active spenders. While losing Kik may have a big impact on these numbers, the Kin ecosystem will supposedly make up for it. All right. So they're in a dispute over the Kin token from 2017. The ICO raised $100 million, and the token has dropped in price significantly since it has dropped. So with it shutting down, they're pivoting towards the Kin token, and they're forgetting the messaging app. So for those of you who have ever used Kin, I have not personally, or Kik, if you've used Kik, those are some of the things that are coming right now. This was huge news simply because they may have been the biggest ICO raise that had to deal with the SEC currently. So $100 million raise, and right now they have to deal with the SEC. So you hate to see it. Let's see some of these comments coming in on Instagram. Thank you all for coming in. Yes, Chastity, thank you. Ferg, Informative Service, thank you for joining in today. Appreciate you. So let's jump to our next story of the day. Bitcoin network hash rate mysteriously flash crashes by 40%. So for those of you who pay attention to the market, if you don't read any news, if I'm your only source of news, one very telltale sign of the price dropping is when the hash rate flash crashes or drops a lot overnight. What happened was September 23rd, it dipped 40%, which what that means is 40% of the amount of hash rate that has decreased based on what some people are saying, a Canadian blockchain mining group that has dropped out or decided to stop mining. So the flash drop remains unexplained, so to say, but with my inside sources, it's looking like there's a Canadian miner who has dropped out and decided not to mine as much or to not mine at all, drop that hash rate. So when you see that, you know a drop in price is coming automatically, because what happens with miners, their incentive to have mining machines is the price. If the amount of miners decreases rapidly, very quickly, a lot of miners panic, sell what they have, and that's what we're seeing today. So just 5 days ago, Bitcoin's hash rate passed a record 100 quintillion hashes in a historic milestone. So people, why are you surprised that it dropped a little bit overnight? It hit its all-time high, and then of course it is going to correct at some point. A higher hash rate means greater competition to validate new blocks. It also increases the number of resources needed for performing a 51% attack, so it actually makes it more secure. And yes, Bax Kaiser actually stated, price follows hash rate, and hash rate chart continues its 9-year bull market. Yes, so all the ups and downs that you see doesn't matter as long as the hash rate is gradually increasing, as long as you have that steady growth of miners and they have an incentive to buy and to use it, we will continue to see the growth of Bitcoin. So yes, that hash rate was a good indicator for the price drop that we saw. People, remember these telltale signs I'm telling you, so you won't be one of the people lost in the dark trying to figure out what happened, where's my money, what happened. These are a few of the telltale signs that insiders such as myself use to stay ahead of the game, and I'm letting you all know it now. So moving forward, the U.S. House, they have passed a bill for FinCEN to study blockchain use. Ooh. So Congress wants the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network to up its internal blockchain game with a new bill to study how the technology could be adapted for law enforcement. All right, so now even law enforcement wants to try and use innovative technologies such as blockchain. Blockchain is not the only innovative technology, but it is one. And of course, they will use it along with AI and digital identity technologies in order to be more efficient. So the reason I am bringing that up as news is, for those of you who think blockchain will only be used for consumers, no. This will be used for everybody. I believe at some point blockchains will be used to some capacity. It won't be fully decentralized blockchains everywhere. Everything doesn't need a blockchain, but blockchains will be explored by everyone. And if you have any type of stake in the game, any type of investment in these companies, you will see these types of news coming out. So moving forward, freshman Representative Anthony Gonzalez from Ohio, who is a part of the House Financial Services Committee, actually stated, "My bill makes sure that we are using the best technology we have available to find and stop the money laundering that makes all these crimes not only possible, but financially profitable for cartels, traffickers, and terrorists." Unfortunately, a lot of those three people work in our government. So they're basically trying to make sure they catch the ones that's not American, because we have a lot working in our government right now. A lot of traffickers, a lot of terrorists, a lot of money laundering. So we see it every day. That JP Morgan $1 billion in drugs just disappeared. I don't know where that went, but that happens all the time. So this is actually what I call a farce. This is sort of just, we're doing it for your safety. We're trying to make sure you're secure, so we're going to do it. That's bullshit. Most of the FinCEN and all of these companies, SEC, they don't really care about your safety personally as a consumer. They care about making sure the people that fund them can make money. And that's what this is about. If they can catch the other guys, then their guys can get away with it, pretty scot-free. So this is, short announcement, but it is something to make sure you look forward to. FinCEN is definitely studying blockchain use. So if you need any more evidence that blockchain isn't going anywhere, here's another one to chalk up for Bitcoin and blockchain technology. All right. So let's take a look at some of our comments. Talk to some of my people in here. Sergeant Crypto, what's up? What's up? Victoria Booker, oh yeah, love the shirt. Thank you. Yes, like I said, getting the merch ready now. Mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats. Trying to get it all together now. I have a lot. I don't have an assistant right now, so I'm doing a book tour, running the startup, and and doing this daily as well. So definitely find some time to get that up quick. And the audio book is coming as well for those of you waiting. Valdis Granville, greetings. How you doing? Cole Fifi. Yes, I like that sweater. Appreciate it. Let's see, Sergeant Crypto. All right. So a private organization is what Congress is going to pay to figure that out. Exactly. Because FinCEN is not a government organization. It's a private organization full of people who give advice to government officials. That's not actually a government association. So make sure you keep that. And let's see, Sergeant Crypto, drop a link for that sweater and the hoodie for yesterday. Okay. Yes. Like I said, all of my merch, all of the merch that we wear, I'm trying to get it together on the store. Got a lot going on right now, traveling still. So yes, it will be there. You all will be the first to know. All right. So let's see if we got any more here. Shout out to Make DC Chocolate again coming in. Who else on IG coming in? It's kind of sideways. Devin Nicole, thank you for coming in, for joining in today. So our last story of the day. Today is going to be a pretty quick day. Kim.com. If you remember him, Kim.com, we discussed him a lot. One of the big technologists from New Zealand. Kim.com is set to sell his built on Bitcoin token next month on Bitfinex. All right. So we've talked about his peer-to-peer digital content platform, K.M, where you can it's basically like Napster, LimeWire of back in the day, except you pay with micropayments in crypto. All right. Or with Bitcoin, so to say. And it looks as though Bitfinex, the exchange, will announce the relaunch of its initial exchange offering platform to offer Kim.com's new token. All right. So per the release, K.M has released $2.5 million in funding from Bank to the Future, Bitcoin Capital, and Max Kaiser, who, of course, like we said, we mention him all the time. One of my favorite people, one of the guys I first saw talk about Bitcoin. Anything he invested in is probably going to make it. So this is a good project to look at. The platform is expected to go live in Q3 of 2020. So you have some time to get your money right. Get ready for this IEO if you actually qualify. The entrepreneur, he's a digital rights activist, and he actually created Mega Upload. So you can basically, take it to the bank that Kim.com is going to have a decentralized platform. He's going to make sure that it works good. He's been talking about it for a little while, then he stopped for a while to do development, and now here we are. So his quote is, "Combining the internet with Bitcoin gives us a real chance of achieving the original promise of the internet, freedom of speech, commerce, and finance." That's what Bitcoin is for. Founded K.M to allow artists, content creators, and digital businesses to cut out the middlemen, sell content and digital goods without censorship and outside monopolies. So if you're an artist, if you make music, If you make paintings, if sculptures, even if you have merchandise, anything that you sell, if you want a purely peer-to-peer market, you upload it there. It's decentralized. It's on everybody's computers. And if somebody wants to buy it, they purchase it in Bitcoin. There is no middleman to stop you. The only middleman is this platform, but there is no interference from them. So we also want to make sure we throw in there that they are having a few other IEOs on Bitfinex, like Leo, that'll have a token sale, and some other ones as well. So great to hear from Kim.com. I actually want to give him a hand clap. Shout out to Kim.com. Still working hard, doing what he has to do. One of the big proponents of digital privacy and being able to live freely. And that is what I'm all about. So that is our news for today. Let's finish up by looking at some of these comments. Madam Crypto, yep, time to build up that winter wardrobe. Absolutely. Yeah, hoodies and sweaters are here. As you can probably see, I never actually stopped wearing hoodies. It doesn't matter how hot it gets. It doesn't matter what the weather is. I wear hoodies all the time. So for me, it's just I wear hoodies and sweatshirts anyway. And it actually makes sense in LA. But whenever I go to the South, everybody starts laughing. So great to see. Let's see who else we got here. Crypto and culture. Oh, yeah. Appreciate that, brother. Try to make sure we have that fire news. Let's see what we got here. And any more popping in on Instagram? None there. So before we finish today, let's see. Make sure I throw this in there. Make sure you get your copy of Bitcoin in Black America, once again on sale. And also remember, if you donate to the QR code, it will go to the summer camps in Inglewood and Charlotte, North Carolina. So one other thing I want to throw in, a few of us online are starting a crypto book club. It will begin October 6th, and I believe we'll finish October 12th. We'll start doing webinars. The first book we're reading is called How Money Got Free. Of course, my book will be in there at some point, but this is a good start for those of you who don't have it. Make sure you get your copy if you want to join the crypto book club. Email me or hit me up on Twitter. We'll get that going because a lot of people are in crypto. I've never read a crypto book, don't know anything about it. There's plenty of literature out now that you can learn if you don't want to watch videos. I'm more of a reader myself. So How Money Got Free. If you get the book, just let me know and you can join the book club. We'll start discussing it October 12th. So thank you all for watching today. And I will see you tomorrow. Actually, I'm sorry, we will not. Tomorrow we'll be in Sacramento on the radio there, as well as doing a presentation for a financial group in Sacramento. So we'll be there. We'll be back on Friday. So thank you all for watching. We'll make sure we get back on Friday and finish up the week strong. Have a good one, Crypto Warriors. Peace.